All right. So, yeah, this is Tiger. Names are for friends. We could be friends. My name's Tiger, aka Secret Sauce. We did solicit people from Random Madness. So, hats off. I'm going to leave mine on, but you get it. For everybody who asked really good questions, we got some really good questions. 9. I already answered that one. Being realistic, I'm just going to take one of these. And I like 7. How will the game be structured? As such, level size, average enemy amount, any gameplay progression such as ramping difficulty or change of weapons, items, and how linear are the levels? That's a really good question. In my warped reality, in my mind, the way I see things, let's say you play Doom. Doesn't matter which Doom, could be the first, could be the last. To me, when you get the next big gun, there's actually no advantage to having it because it's now an item that you need. Or, if there's some sort of armor upgrade or some sort of ability, it doesn't actually give you any advantage as far as gameplay. It's now just the new normal, if that makes sense. So if you get a sniper rifle, generally it's because you need to snipe people from that point on. It's not a luxury. You're not rewarded for finding or acquiring said item. The way that I would like to see the game develop, and I'm not alone in this, you're going to have to play this game smart. As you've seen in some video that I shared that, Bogan's captures of what he had done. I mean, when he was firing what I believe to be the high point 9mm pistol, if you watch close, I mean, you can see the bullets hit, I'm pretty sure, the plate carrier. And possibly the glass behind him, but I saw the glass break. It was essentially almost an entire clip in order to get a headshot or two in order to put him down. Then another character comes around the corner and Bogan ran out the door, put in a new magazine, and then actually shot through the door. And I'm pretty sure that's what took that second antagonist, that second person out. And another thing, these people are built to destroy. In most games, you eliminate a adversary, something that is, in your way from point A to point B. This looks more like you've painted the wall with someone's brains and it's a murder scene. Well, I didn't make the gore, so you can ask Bogan, but my take on it is it's a more visceral reaction to where if there's a room full of dead bodies, first of all, you've done something right. If there's a room full of dudes, you might not want to try to take on all the dudes because you die from one headshot too. That's kind of what we're going for. So, how the game will be structured. First, we're creating Colossus in a more confined area. There's absolutely a story. I guess you could call it linear in the sense of a timetable. In Colossus level size, it's essentially going to be in ramping difficulty, not in the sense of enemies become bullet sponges. They just may be responding to the story and a narrative in a way that makes sense. So there's a threat, there's an initial response, there's a secondary response, and then there's an overwhelming shock and awe response, if that makes sense. And it does make sense. So You could say perhaps the enemies might be, as time goes on, whereas the first act or wave response is not necessarily anticipating resistance. By the time the second wave of enemies get there, that's essentially their job. And by the time the third wave of enemies get there, they mean fucking business. So, as far as average enemy amount, we don't know. Bogan is sadistic. So, and I am too. You put us together and it's not going to be... We're not... Oh, man. Dark Souls with guns, man. I don't really want to spoil... Because, I mean, this is all his mechanics as far as how the enemies spawn. And it's... good luck. Yeah, so average enemy amount... Even we aren't going to know. You change of weapons, items, and how linear are the levels? The levels are not linear. Colossus, the whole idea of Colossus is one massive structure with many different paths. Dishonored, one big level. Hence the name Colossus. Change of weapons and items, yeah, have at it. You know, I don't want to give too much away, which is why this is going to be edited. Most games, you start out feeling inadequate, and then, again, you build your arsenal, but again, it's only to meet the rising demand of the arsenal you require. So there's no real advantage gained. You can just shoot people from far away or with a rocket launcher. What if you are in some tunnels and you come across a cache of RPGs? Go ahead and take one. It's going to be cumbersome, and you're in tunnels. So fuck around and shoot it if you want to. You're going to die. The gameplay is not going to reward foolish behavior. Like, just because you see an RPG, like, that might be kind of like the developer's way of saying you don't have to take the rocket-propelled grenade launcher, especially if you're in a confined space underground. You should probably leave it there.